My name is Tim. I'm with Forest Designs. And on behalf of the Forest Designs family, we'd like to thank you for your recent purchase. The first step to enjoying your new wall bed is properly setting up in your home. To do this, you will need to properly install this bed following every step in this video to give you years of safe enjoyment. We would like to recommend that you have a professional set this up for you. If you are determined to do this on your own, here are the steps you will need to complete this task. It is imperative for you to watch this entire video to avoid injury and damage to your home. What you will need are the following tools. You'll need a screwdriver, a stud finder, a 6mm hex toolkit, a 24mm socket, and a 1/2-inch ratchet, and a ladder. Once you remove the product from the boxes, this is what you'll find. You'll find the case that attaches to the wall, the tray that the mattress sits in, and the platform that supports the mattress. Inside the box with the case, you will find a package of hardware that includes mounting brackets and screws. So what we're going to do now is we're going to show you how to disassemble the case for those hard to reach areas. The case is split and comes into two pieces, which you can see right here, with 4 bolts and screws and nuts. We'll have Ernesto take this apart now to do. For this, you'll need a 7/16" socket. Once this is done, repeat the same process on the bottom side of the unit. It'll separate. Once you get it into your room, you can reassemble easily with the bolt, washer, and nut, and then set it up against your wall. Now we're going to be attaching the case to the wall. As you see, you need 2 people to lift the case and easily slide it back to the wall. Once in place, you will need to find the person that's going to be living in the room and determine the exact location where you want this. You'll need to measure on the left and on the right to make sure you have room to accommodate the peripheral pieces that you may be attaching, whether that's a desk, a bookcase, or even a side chair. Once in place, we'll attach it to the wall. This is the most critical aspect of the installation, making sure that you have found the stud. To adequately and safely attach the case to the wall, you will need to find the studs using the stud finder, just like Ernesto had done, and then attach the enclosed brackets with the screws that are attached to the wall. Once you've completed this, you will move either from your left to your right or right to left, depending on where you start, and continue with your stud finder to each stud. You should, depending on where you start, install 3 to 4 metal brackets. So the next step is to attach the tray to the case. The first thing you'll need to do is on each side of the tray there's a mechanism. At the top of the mechanism you have a tension bar that needs to be loosened completely. At the bottom you have a square axle that we'll have to make sure that the right side and the left side are at the same angle, because this will be used to set into the saddle mounts on the case. This is where you're going to need your 24mm or socket, your ratchet, 1/2-inch ratchet, and your 6mm T-hex for proper installation. Now we'll show how this sets inside. This is the saddle mount on the case that the square axle is going to set into. You will want your square axles to be at about a 15-degree angle to fit in, slide into the saddle mounts for easy installation. Once they're inside, you can adjust any adjustments that you need to make everything sit square. As the axle is set into the saddle mounts, gravity will do the rest. It slides. There's no separate attachments as it goes. Now, as you can see, sometimes the case will need some slight adjustments. This is where your T-hex and the square axle come into play. Now, Ernesto will show you how to adjust for that piece. You'll insert the T-hex into the screw and adjust to a gentle stop. Once that's completed, then you can lift the bed back into position and see that the bed is square. At this point, you'll take your 24mm socket and your 1/2-inch ratchet. Before we adjust the tension on the tension handles, we will need to insert the platform in the tray. For that, we will lower the bed, set down the foot, let it come to a full resting stop, and insert the platform. As you can see, there are 1 by 2 across the center, 2 by 3 across the centers that you can attach the inserts onto. Now, using the enclosed screws, Ernesto will take his power drill and Phillips head bit and attach the platform. This is what provides a stable support for your mattress. This is important to do before you adjust the tension, as well as putting the mattress on, because the weight of the mattress will depend on how much you need to adjust the tension of your platform. To properly complete this process, you will need the mattress. So, before you can complete the final adjusting of tension, you have to have your mattress in place. Do not adjust the tension before you put the mattress in, as it may cause damage to the mechanism itself. Now that everything's set, Ernesto will adjust the tension. First, you lift the bed. To about a 15-degree angle from the wall. And although he could do this by himself, you see it's easier with a partner. Tighten down to a stop point on one side before you go to the other. You will see this is being done in a clockwise formation. As you saw Ernesto do this, he is a professional that's done this numerous times and knows the tension of the bed. For your first time, or for your first few times, you'll want to finger tighten the tension handles to a stop. At that point, you will use your 24mm socket and 1/2-inch ratchet to churn clockwise 10 to 15 churns per side equally. If you do it on the left, you need to do it on the right, until you get to the proper tension. Once this is done, you can see how easily the bed pulls down without fear of it slamming on you, without fear of it smashing on the floor, and without fear of it bouncing back up into the bed. The bed sits comfortably on the floor, and you're ready for years of enjoyment. As mentioned earlier, this is why we highly recommend that you have professionals do this installation for you. The store where you purchase this can help you with that. Now we're going to show you how to add on side pieces to the wall bed. We will show you how to attach a side pier as well as a desk and return with a matching hutch. The first thing you want to remember is whether you're installing your wall bed or the side pieces, if you have an electrical outlet behind where you're working, make sure you attach an extension cord so you have easy access to items, because once you have it in place, it'll be much more difficult to access. Now the side pieces can either sit freely on the sides or you can attach them. If you're going to attach them, you will want to use some of the enclosed hardware, the dark drywall screws, and screw from the inside into the side of the case. That will secure the desk into place. You won't necessarily have to do this unless you have very thick carpet and things don't sit evenly. If you have hardwood or tile flooring, you may not have to do this process at all. Now we will put the hutch on top of the return. Once the hutch is installed, the desk will be put into place. As you can see with the desk, there is a cutout where it sits into the return, so it sits flush. This one you probably will want to attach with a screw so you have a nice level surface between the return and the desk. As you can see, you have a nice level surface even without attaching. But because you are going to be using that surface a lot for writing, having printers, computers, different things, it might be a nice idea to just attach those two pieces together. As you attach, you will want to make sure you have a nice level surface before you attach the two pieces. Otherwise, you will have, however it is when you attach is how it will stay. As you can see on this one, the outlet is to the side. So we have access to the plug, and we do not need an additional extension cord. Now you've just converted your beautiful second bedroom into a functional office and bedroom. Thank you once again for your support of Forrest Designs, and enjoy your bed.